Yo, what up? It's Aaron Moses. And of course, this message is for the people with hate in their heart, the hate hearted people. That does not necessarily mean the haters or the people who have anything negative to send towards me or anything negative to send towards the people that I love or anything like that. But at the end of the day, man, because there's so much information out there, whether it be false or whether it be accurate, we as a people, we have more access to information that will make us more dangerous, that will give us more information that will make the average person feel empowered or important or special, or that would actually empower the abilities that the average person may have. But at the end of the day, what we all have to understand is, as much as you believe in karma, karma does not always touch, the people that are under the rule of it at the time that you would like it to be. A lot of people don't experience the negative energy that they put out for a very good reason. My personal opinion, man, is that you can judge people all you want. You can take action, but that really puts you in a weak position. That really shows your weakness. And at the end of the day, even if you do something, even if you don't believe that everything's gonna even out and everything's gonna be equal at some point, what's up, man? If you don't think everything's gonna equal out and everything's gonna be even one day and you decide to take matters into your own hands, that doesn't necessarily show strength nor weakness. But at the end of the day, what it does mean is that you're putting your energy into something that you don't want to have anything a part of, or so you think. Now, I'm not trying to provoke anybody that doesn't agree with my life or my lifestyle or the fact that I should be alive or dead, but why don't you just leave things alone? Why don't you understand that whether you believe in these ultimate equalizing forces or not, eventually, if a person is as bad as you claim them to be, they're going to end up poisoning themselves. Not everyone knows how to convert poison into nectar. You know what I mean? Not everybody's going to be able to experience the fruits of their foolishness. Not everybody is going to need you to even things out. Now, from my understanding, yes, there's laws that are inevitably going to take place in everybody's lives, and there's laws that can be manipulated to everyone's liking as long as you have the energetic backing as well as the knowledge. That's just, it is what it is. But if you put your energy into it and everybody is just not sitting around rotting and dying and going down this path that you perceive them to be going down, then your efforts are going to be made a mockery of, pretty much. And the laws that were always going to take place and the laws that were going to affect that person, they're not going to do it because you put so much negative energy into this person's life that they're never actually going to be able to experience the negativity they put into the world. You get me? So, for example, let me give you an example. Let's say, let's say I did something really bad. Let's say I robbed a liquor store. That's not good. That's bad, right? To most people. Let's say I robbed a liquor store. And then, let's say I told my ex-girlfriend that I robbed a liquor store. Now, my ex-girlfriend could take this information and call the police and try to set me up and try to get me to say all kind of things over the phone and just to get me to admit that I robbed the liquor store. When they find out that you did this, they might say, hey, let's take the energy off this guy. Let's take the attention off of this guy and put it on you now. Because even though we think he robbed a liquor store, now you look crazy. Even though the energy was supposed to come back on him, you put so much effort into making it look like he was a bad guy, and now you look like the bad person. And even if he did rob a liquor store, we don't have any reason to think he did. And the energy that was supposed to return to him is just not going to return to him because legally you put him in a situation where we're just not going to be interested, even if he did. That's how the universe works in a lot of ways. I'm not saying completely, but it's a large possibility that if you keep trying to take your useless hours out the day, I'm not saying the watcher, the viewer. If you try to make somebody pay for something that they're not supposed to pay for at this time, it might just backfire on you because one thing that most societies don't like, God doesn't like, the devil doesn't like, and the universe doesn't like is snitches. It's people who don't mind their business. People who make it in a point to put negative energy into people's lives when they're simply just minding their business. Yeah, they might have harmed you, but they believe different than you. And they put their energy out there in order to give it back. And if that person is just that rotten of a person, then they're gonna rot. And if not, bro, leave it alone. Because not everybody is sitting around thinking about that. If your adversary doesn't want to talk about you, doesn't want to think about you, doesn't want to give you energy, and just simply would like to separate themselves from you, guess what? Leave the person alone. Why not? Why do you want this energy so bad? You think you know something, but the last thing that you should do when you don't know something is think about it. Because you don't know the consequences of putting your energy into something when you have no idea what's going on with that thing, with said thing. Okay? You might just want to break it down to its foundation and start over. And if you can't, you might just want to leave it alone. I'm not even speaking hypothetically. I'm not trying to dance around. I don't have any adversary. I don't have any. See, the thing about it is, if somebody is not willing to fight you, or if you're putting your energy into somebody that you consider an adversary and they're not responding and they're not equal to you because you're so much better than that person or that place or that thing, then you just are a bully. Facts. If you're trying to fight somebody and they're not equal to you and they can't return the same energy, you're a bully. You're no better than a child. You know what I'm saying? You're no better than a rootness. You know what I'm saying? That's the same thing you are. The same things that happen to you is what you're trying to do to other people. And I understand that there's a lot of power in taking other people's power and trying to put yourself in a position where you can devour. But those same principles that don't exist to you exist to a lot of people. And that's one thing that's really important when it comes to specific lifestyles. The imagination of a lot of people is stronger than reality. Let's read these comments. Have you ever heard of the science experiment they did on rice? They told one container of rice they loved it, and the fleur. Yeah, I've seen that. It was a yeah, I've seen that. Now the one that I saw, it wasn't a container of rice. It was actually a plant. They put two plants in either a middle school hallway or a high school hallway, and they told the kids to speak positive to one plant and to bully pretty much the other plant. What I'm saying is just leave people alone, bro. If you want to be vindictive and all of that, that's fine. But at the end of the day, if that person doesn't exist, or if the person is that destructive, then they're gonna self-destruct. And if you keep putting your energy into a place that is not going to accept that energy, you're taking away from what they could have actually learned. Like, okay, I'm going to use myself for example again without trying to incriminate myself. If I did something bad, if I did something negative, and you keep on trying to punish me for it, let's say if I was a misogynist, right? If I'm a misogynist, and you keep on trying to do all these black magic spells on me to make me learn how to respect women, bro, who is to say that this spell may or may not do something to me to the point where I'll never be able to respect women, and I'll do something worse. I'll do something. I'll become a monster. Let's say that. Whereas if you would have just let me go on my path, I would have ended up self-destructing anyway. But eventually, I would have been a blessing to women. Instead of you trying to break me down and force me to learn these lessons that I would have never learned, you took me out of my element and you took the lesson away. Instead of me turning around and being a blessing to you and to the rest of the universe, you're putting your energy in a place where it just doesn't belong because you're not as important as you think you are. If you were that important, if you were truly that important, you wouldn't have time to think about me. You would be taking care of your business. You would have a business. You would have a life. You would have a life. And just think about that. If you have time to do black magic spells on people and put people in jars and to put negative energy into people's lives, and you really don't have a life. You really don't deserve to live if you have all that time in your life. If nobody's paying, if that is not what's making you more money or making you a better person or putting you in a better position, it's not making you a better father, it's not making you a better auntie, it's not making you a better citizen over your all, it's not making you a better loved one to yourself, and you're just cursing people, then you really don't have a life at all. And you don't deserve life any more than your target does. Maybe that. Maybe you should just accept that. And I get it. I've been in that place before. But there's always more time to love than there is to hate. And if there's, excuse me, and if there's not, you probably shouldn't live at all. Because you're not. You're just wasting time. You're just destroying and eating yourself away. Because you have problems with food and your food choices. Because all that energy you put into self-discipline is not working. And you're dying because you're dead on the inside. And not the good dead, the bad dead. You're a bad dead. You're a bad dead. But anyways, man, you'll never be a good dad or a bad dad or a good mother or a bad mother. Because in order to be one of those things, you have to have equal opportunities and balances inside yourself and inside your life. Because the thing about it is, bro, there's no such thing as a good single mother or a good single father. You know why? No offense to the single mothers or the single fathers out there, but because you're not supposed to do it by yourself. You're not. There's no such thing. You're supposed to be in a couple. How you start it is how you're supposed to finish it when it comes to children. So if you think you're a good single mom and you don't have a father figure around your children, you're a motherfucking lie. You know why? Because you're not supposed to be that. You can be a loving single mother or try as hard as you can, but that's the best you can do by yourself. And sometimes the best you can do is not fucking good enough because you're supposed to have an equal counterpart. Same for the single fathers too. You can do well. You can be okay at it. You can put a lot of effort into it. But that doesn't mean it's good enough. It is what it is. What's a gun without a bullet? Nothing. It's wasted. It's a wasted gun. It's what it is. It is what it is. It's Aaron Moses. I'm the bang. You the bang. We the bang together, man. Stop playing with your life and balance it out. Stop being so hateful. Stop being so hateful. Peace.